let's get this straight now. I never fucked anybody over in my life. Didn't have it coming. You got that? All I have in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no one. Do you understand? Do you want to go on with me? Do say it. You don't? Then you make a move.
What lies beneath your feet? Sacred ground, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
On a cold winter morning, in the time before the light, in flames of death's eternal rain, we rise towards the fight. When the darkness is falling down, in the times of suffer right, the sound of evil laughter falls around the world tonight. Fighting hard, fighting on for steel, through the wastelands evermore. The skeleton souls will feel the hell bodies wasted on the shore. On the blackest waves in hell's domain, we watch them as they go. In fire and pain, now once again we love. So now we fly ever free, we're free before the thunderstorm. On towards the wilderness, where staring storm. Far beyond the sundown, far beyond the moonlight, deep inside our hearts and all our souls. So far away, we wait for the day, for the lights all so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days, through the fire and the flames we carry on. Now here we stand with that blood on our hands. We fought so hard, now can we understand? Now break the seal of this curse if I possibly can, for freedom of every man.
This is where we hold them.
So far away, we wait for the day, for the lights all so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days, through the fire and the flames we carry on.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well, and it's great to see you all watching today on the author Stephen Walton and Ladonis Dragonstorm. Walton is live from his porch, and it's oh, you're inside now. Yes, I know, Stephen. I know I'm a bad person, and I thank goodness I convinced you that you were not muted, because I am smart and you're not. And we'll be talking about many, many wonderful things on the show, from Jordan Peterson to OnlyFans, which Walton really does like, to all sorts of other interesting things too. And we will not be talking about the holy war that's going on. So it's great to see Mama Bear. I hope you're doing well, lovely lady. Good to see Bad Take Tina Bojan, who has like 7 years worth of university education, but can't tell one StreamYard link from another. Good to see Black Angus. Hopefully you've never had a university education, because it will rot your brain. And it's good to see Tony Stark, who has multiple personality disorder. That's why Walton brought him on. So, here's to a great show. And please, Walton, if you can get your audio to work properly, speak your mind. Yes, I know, Stephen. Yeah.
He's speechless.
I ripped out his microphone's optics.
Carry on, Stephen.
Hey, Papa.
Great to see you, Chaos Hoy. Yeah.
Oh my god. I suppose I
Why
should be
won't your
saving you.
audio work, pagan man? Should I take over the show?
Oh no.
Well, this is going off to a very good start. It's almost as if his microphone is having trouble over there.
I didn't write
And,
the structured script for the show, so Tina, if you can introduce the first topic, then we'll talk about it.
Well, I will go ahead and why don't you let our lovely guest Mama Bear tell us all about herself and
Sure.
introduce herself to
Testing?
author
No?
Walton. We
Stop
can hear
it!
you now.
There you are.
Yep.
We
Oh,
still
I'm here.
can't hear Stephen. I
Wait,
can't
what?
hear. Please continue.
Son of a
Mama
bitch!
Bear. Go on.
I don't think he
Yeah,
can
this is
hear
how
us.
most Saturday
Mhm.
games start,
Mhm.
my dear. So please do introduce yourself to our lovely community.
This used to be a well-oiled machine, goddammit.
It was
But then
never
you
a
brought the
well-oiled
lube.
machine.
Thanks,
know why
Mama.
you're
Could you
talking
say that
about.
again slowly?
It was never a well-oiled machine.
Well,
I've known you
yeah, Tina, thank
since
you.
day one.
Yeah,
And you're still here.
OGTFM in the
Wow.
house. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Mama's going through as many fights as I or Angus have. So yeah, we're still here, right? What's up, Black Angus? How you doing, bro?
I'm all right.
Oh, whip it out! Don't say you're just all right. Come on now.
I really don't. It's been a
I'll
dreary
take his
day
time.
here in Ohio. Lots of rain. I've been sleeping
Oh.
in like half the day. Got some Subway, so that was nice. That's about it.
Did you get your Subway at 3 a.m. and get accosted by a racist?
He wasn't in Chicago.
I'm just wondering.
He said he was in Ohio.
You remember how Rookie got like held up at gunpoint working at Subway?
No. Rookie has, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did. And there was like thoughts and prayers, and I'm like, oh, were they like? I made some MAGA country joke. He's like,
Should have
thank
said
God.
Wakanda forever.
He's like,
Praise
oh,
the Black Brother.
we're not just saying the same platitudes. No, it's been pretty. One interesting thing, I guess, is I started reading Berserk from the library. So see how that
Any
goes.
good?
It's definitely violent. I like that there's a little elf character, like a Tinkerbell, but it's like androgynous. So it's like I don't know if it's like a tomboy.
Are you interested?
I don't know if it's a tomboy or a twink, but either way, it's cute.
All right.
Dirty bastards.
Mad's Mama Bear. Haven't talked to you in a long time. What have you been up to, sweetheart?
It has been forever since I've spent time with most of this panel. Personally, I've been doing a lot of stuff around the house, dealing with some mess in real life. But beyond that, outside of, I think Tina might be the only one that knows this. Oh, and Roger, because he was on with us. Beyond that, I've been working hard on my art, along with Makani Draws, who I'm sure you guys have known. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've got a picture of Stephen and Maki, shirtless. So
Yeah, you might.
Yeah,
you might, and I
was a fun
enjoyed that
stream.
moment. We've got, Mama Bear, Black Angus. Y'all know I keep my eye out for up and coming talent. Always have, and I've been checking out our buddy Stark of Iron over here, who has a great show, does impersonations, great panelist, hangs out, and I invited him on because I wanted to, I wanted to siphon his talent. So, for our own selfish purposes. So
I am an engorged teat. Please suckle.
I was about to say,
Stop.
what valve are you using to siphon?
That depends. What valve do you want to siphon?
Oh, I got
oh
options.
yeah, he's gonna fit in just fine.
Stark, tell us-
I think
Stark-
you're dirty bastards.
We all are, Ryan. Stark, tell us a little bit about your channel and what you do, brother.
Well, if I got my start into YouTube, I'll try to keep this relatively short, even though I like talking about myself, because who doesn't like talking about me besides myself?
My channel's built on it. Go ahead.
All right, so I jumped into the YouTube sphere a little over a year ago, thanks to a particularly large individual by the name of Doomcock. Was part of his community, and is still part of his community, and he inspired me to do what I normally did at parties that I used to throw at the house, where I was a bartender, the entertainment, and the bouncer at all the parties that I hosted every weekend.
Damn.
But as age caught up with me, I wanted to continue to have a party outlet, and the YouTube auto shuffle list actually played a Friday Night Frolics episode on my phone at one of my parties.
And Doomcock was talking like Hank, and everybody was like, "What the hell? Is that you on the speaker?" I said, "No, no, that's not me on the speaker." "Well, it sounds like you."
So I took the hint, and since then I've been just grinding away, talking with my many personalities. We're actually behind him. Yeah, totally, Morty. Oh, jeez. And and it's like, yeah. So I sing songs.
Dude, I
do
love it.
voices, I read transcripts. I bitch about woke pop culture and a little bit of everything in between. $20 is $20.
It absolutely is, and I've spent that on you.
You Americans have any principles? Is
Absolutely not.
Everything
It's great.
The only principles that we had were the principles that we answered to in high school. Okay.
The only principles we have are whatever Israel dictates at the moment.
Well, I do have my nose. There you go. Hello.
Tina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for going through the chat. Man, thank you to Chaos Hoy for being here. Thank you, Angel Bulldog. Got some cool people from the Dragonstorm channel. Thank you so much for hanging out. We talk about awful things here. You'll love it. The Atlantean Hail, Nikki Red, Soul Assassin, Papa Cotton. There be rogues here. Papa Cotton, get your ass up on the panel. Plug the mic in and come up on the panel. Let's see. Who else here? Slender Dad. So what are you? Oh, it's your girl's birthday today? Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, happy birthday to the girl. What's up, Becky? Becky is one of my supporters. My friend has been around forever, and I thank you so much, Becky. You've been there every time I needed you, giving me words of support, and it's always appreciated, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Zombie Box Reviews in the house. What's up, Andy? Fix your mic and get on up here. King of the Squibs is with us. What's up, King? Good to see you. And Zax's shoulders are in the chat. Good to see those. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Love you, man. You know how I feel. Between us. But thank you so much.
In the computer, it does this whenever it's told.
Tina. Anything to you want to talk about, or before we get started tonight?
No, nothing at all. My big highlights for the week were working, updating my avatar for StreamYards and YouTube and X,
cool,
and doing a little bit more work. So it was real exciting.
That's incredible. Thank you for showing up.
Oh, hey, no problem. And then there was Loki on Thursday, and then the world was perfect for about 37 to 43 minutes, and then I went back to work.
I haven't seen that yet because I have been working a lot this week. And thank you for being here. I was told Mr. Tickle Trunk because DJ's not around for a few months. He's out there harvesting soy for SJWs. Shame on you, DJ. I was bugging Mr. Tickle Trunk, but he said he was sick. And I said, I don't care about your potty issues. Like, he was giving me descriptive, like what's going on. I don't want to know. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're here.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, I will say,
Tina?
for the record, we're all going to betray Stephen Walton at some stage because he attracts that kind of person. So, yeah, there we go. Just wanted that disclaimer so he can funnel in new folks. Stephen Walton radicalizes people, folks. He's the pipeline. He brings folks in, makes them courageous, and then they alienate from him and they do their own thing. And that's how we get more and more fellow creators to speak their mind, to be passionate, while this guy goes from one disaster after another, learning from his mistakes like every American does, because you can't learn from the mistakes of others because you don't have that much of an intellectual capacity. Now on to the first topic of today, which is Tina. There we go. Japanese man invents enlarging penis device. Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
I do recall promising someone we weren't going to talk about penises this weekend, so I apologize. I'm not responsible for this article.
Wait, did you mean manatee penises or those in general?
I'm thinking those that don't require a spider to come and bite it in order for it to function.
Oh, I forgot about the
Mm.
phallic spider.
Yeah, Stephen's also gay, folks. He's a pagan man, and he loves talking about penis. There we go. I
But
know.
our
it's
article,
I know.
Well, why do you have such an intimate knowledge on this, though, Ryan? Curiosity.
Because I keep records on all fellow creators in case they betray me.
Ah, the Batman excuse. It's an
Hmm.
excuse, nonetheless.
But please continue, Tina.
well, the title of our article of the first topic is arousing topic. Tech mogul wears penis device that counts his erections. A tech mogul and biohacker who spends millions of dollars trying to age backwards has honed in on another body issue.
Is that
He has
him?
been Brian Johnson, that is just too hilarious, has been on a pursuit of eternal youth ever since he became overweight, depressed, and nearly suicidal due to stress and working long hours.
Oh, so he
He
became an
eventually
American.
Perhaps. He eventually sold his company for $800 million when he was in his 30s and has since spent more than $4 million developing Blueprint, a life extension system in which a team of doctors uses data to come up with a strict health regimen to reduce Johnson's biological age, Time magazine reported. His goal isn't necessarily to live forever, but rather not to die. And in an effort to achieve that, you name it, Johnson's done it. Whether it's swapping blood with his father and teenage son, taking 111 pills a day, or collecting his own stool samples.
Oh, God.
Johnson's latest obsession is all about, well, Johnson. Part
There
of
you
his
go.
Part of his $2 million U.S. Regimen includes wearing a small device on his penis to monitor his nighttime erections. The tracker resembles an AirPods case with a turquoise strap. So imagine a penis wearing a little purse. I have, on average, 2 hours and 12 minutes each night of erection of a certain quality, he told the publication. To be age 18, it would be 3 hours and 30 minutes.
No, that's you just want to piss in the night. That's not an erection.
Yeah.
Please continue.
He calls his nighttime erections a biological age marker for your sexual function, one that could also predict other health results like cardiovascular fitness. Last month, he tweeted about getting his penis rejuvenation, which he calls an arousing topic. More of a dad joke than one from a teen, but we digress. He went on to describe what rejuvenating Johnson's Johnson would entail, from his penis getting injected, the measuring of his penile artery, along with ejaculation volume, maximum urination speed, sperm motility, and a penis plaque check.
Just take a zinc tablet, dude. You're going to do fine.
This is
No
why
kidding.
this is why the American empire is going to fall apart, because Americans are spending their money on this sort of shit instead of, well, I don't know, fixing your infrastructure for one. But please continue.
You got to tell me.
Education.
Johnson also measured his erection hardness score, EHS, a self-scored measure approved by the American Urological Association that helps patients measure erectile stiffness. Scores range from 1 to 4, with 4 being fully hard. Johnson scored a 4. That said, Johnson admitted his lifestyle makes it very difficult for him to date, rattling off what he calls the 10 reasons why women will literally hate me. The list includes eating dinner at 11:30 a.m., no sunny vacations, bed at 8:30 p.m., no small talk, always sleeping alone, and of course, they're not my number one priority. Johnson called anything that accelerates aging, whether it's eating a cookie or getting less than 8 hours of sleep, as an act of violence.
More money than sense.
that would be the end of Johnson's story. So do tell, what do we think about Mr. Johnson?
I think his endeavor is going to fall flat, but don't take my flaccid pun as anything to be more than a phallic anecdote towards his penis problems.
Wouldn't it be ironic if he passed away before the life expectancy of an average American?
That would be hilarious. Fun fact, if you were incapable of dying from natural causes, statistically, in every chance, you will increase your chances of being killed by something exponentially. So at the end of the day, the Reaper going to get you.
I like that shirt. Don't die.
I
need a tattoo like that so I don't forget.
I like that it was written by an American, so it was written backwards.
Guys, do you count how many erections you get during the night? Just curious.
I don't think the women care about it, Steve.
5.5. Wait, what?
Demons.
What was that start?
5.5.
Okay, 5.5. So it's just a chub. Is that like the wake up chub? Okay.
It is the morning wood, yes.
Mama, have you ever been with anybody who counted their erections during the night? No. Why are we talking about dicks again? I don't get this.
Exactly. What the fuck is the point of this?
Why are we talking about dicks?
Being copacetic.
Oh God.
I mean, Zax is real excited, but shit.
Ryan, you may have a point about him being a pagan man.
Exactly. Can you say pagan, Stephen?
Pagan. Why is that funny?
I can't say it properly, and that was more amusing than this article. But please.
You're making fun of my accent. I talk a certain way because of where I come from. All right?
Speak American because you're American. You can't speak properly because you're American. But yeah.
All right. We got our dick article out of the way. Thank God. Is it? No! Becky! No! It's not how we roll here. All right?
Chat is amazing right now.
Stephen, do you know what's worse than one person betraying you? 7,000 people betraying you and calling you a pagan man.
Yeah, you're not starting that. That's why Dragonstorm is all the way on the other side of the YouTube. All right, so you don't infect it.
You don't understand how entities work, do you?
I know that, Mama Bear.
No, I'm not insulted.
It's the way he pronounces it. That's the thing. I'm because he's saying pegging. He's not saying pegging.
I'm not saying pegging. Do you hear a G in? Well, no, a pegging.
It sounds to me like it's pagan, but who am I to answer that?
My good, that's the funny thing about it, because Stephen to this day still can't pronounce it properly, and I love kicking a dead horse or whatever the saying is, beating a dead horse, because
I love ground horse Chuck. Please continue.
Hello, chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to smash the like button, share out the link, and any mods out there, if you would please share links out to the panelist channels, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here. So I guess let's talk about Loki, because you were really into that, huh, Tina?
Well, I mean, he's not hard to look at, and to be honest, one of the things I liked about the preseason interviews that I read with, I believe it was either the head writer or the director, I can't remember which, is the fact that Marvel has been steadily working with Hiddleston and the character growth of Loki. I know some people argue that it doesn't follow the comics, and that's totally fine. I understand that, but this is another Loki within the MCU, and it is what it is. But I just think it's really, really great that they've worked on this path with him for at least the last 10 years toward the creation of this show. There were always 2 seasons planned, even though most people did not believe it. And they're joking whether this one will go well enough and whether there'll be a 3rd season or not. But right now, it was originally planned as a 12 episode arc, and it is a large part of the path that is going to bring us to Deadpool, bring us to the X-Men, bring us to Secret Worlds. So it is what it is. So
I
I
gotta
thoroughly enjoyed it.
I gotta add, Tina. I really hate new Marvel since Endgame. Aside from No Way Home, that's a fine movie for one setting. Never want to see it again. Everything's been crap. But Loki, I really like Loki. I just got rookie. We've made a deal. We do this a lot where it's like, oh my god, I'm not watching this crap. And he's like, well, I guess I'm not watching this until you watch that thing. And I'm like, fine. So I'm sticking to watching Andor in exchange for rookie watching Loki so I can flow back into season 2. I've already seen the first season. I'm rewatching it. Rewatching it yesterday, I'm like, oh my god, this is so brilliant. It's so just off the wall from normal cape punching stuff, which I like, but the MCU generally works because you care about the characters and why they're punching other people, you know. And Loki is so odd where it's I don't know how to explain it. Like there's so much good like jokes, setup, payoff type stuff. It's peculiar, and I'm really enjoying a second rewatch of the first season so far. I don't know why everyone's triggered by it, and also whatever inconsistencies there are, the show supersedes me caring about that because the character's good and the premise is interesting. So I don't care about inconsistencies necessarily. So yeah, I recommend everyone watch
it. When Loki went out for ice cream with himself.
Oh no. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I love Sylvie. They should rename the show Sylvie, and I think it would be way better. Yeah, way better.
Oh,
I mean, she's a Loki, so
exactly.
I don't see the problem. He's in love with himself.
You have the 2 seasons, right? Black Angus of Loki, and then have another show, call it Sylvie, and that develops things. You can bring Wolverine in and Deadpool in and everyone else in, and really prove that bringing Loki and another version of Brie Larson together is a great thing for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm fully in favor of it. Bring on the Sylvie show.
I would say the other thing that irritates me about Loki is I watch the show and then you go see like Doctor Strange 2, and it's like this doesn't add up at all like the Loki show, what it offers, like what it's starting to express about the scope of. You just saw Thanos, and that was like 10 years of buildup. And it's like, well, we're gonna make a joke about that power compared to like the TVA and Kang. And it's like, oh shit, you know, this is like a time god. This is interesting. And then you watch Doctor Strange 2, and it's just like, whatever, just hop in multiverses, no biggie. So lackluster. Like Loki supersedes a Doctor Strange $200-300 million budget film. That's what irks me about the MCU is like it's completely not communicating with itself. So I enjoy Loki by itself.
I agree that it could use help in bringing the audience in on, okay, what are we trying to do when we're talking multiverses over here, but multi-timelines and time travel over here. I think I'm hoping that Loki season 2 will make that clearer to the broader audience, because it definitely is an issue, especially if this is, setting up the story to bring in all of our, other favorite characters. Like I mentioned, X-Men earlier, the Fantastic Four, which apparently is cast. They're just waiting for the writers' strike to end. I'm sorry, the actors' strike to end before they announce the cast. So I also think too that the folks that don't like Sylvie, they might not like the character development, but I think the whole idea that Loki is in love with himself basically is the Lokiest Loki there is in this,
I think it goes over their head.
Perhaps.
Now I'm in charge because
goes out for ice cream with himself.
No, but everybody go.
Well, in all seriousness, though, ladies and gentlemen, I have not seen the the Loki TV show. For me, similarly with Star Wars, I regard Marvel as, film based rather than as a TV show, especially for the vast majority of audiences. So it's not really something I'm invested in, but hopefully it succeeds. But nothing under the Disney banner succeeds, unfortunately. I mean, you look at Ahsoka, and it makes Andor look good. And when we look at the Acolyte, it'll make Ahsoka look good. So, that kind of mindset. That's why I love Steven Seagal films, because by 2023 standard, they're fucking fantastic, in my view.
Just in the pan that
That's
we've
my
seen from Disney Star Wars.
Mm.
Rogue One was pretty damn good.
Mm.
That was pretty good. I'm not saying Ahsoka's Rogue One level, but I enjoy seeing the evolution of those characters from the Rebels TV show and all the way back as Clone Wars. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to buy that season simply for episode 5 alone. Being able to see Hayden Christensen as Anakin General Skywalker fighting in the Clone Wars. And that was incredible. I had a real fun time with that show.
Where are my keys? I should jingle them in front of you, Stephen.
No. I liked it. Okay, I'm gonna check out.
Live from your living room now. First, it was the porch.
It's a dining room.
Oh, dining room now.
Yeah.
Will you show us your bedroom in the next episode?
If you really want to see it, I mean,
it really depends. What are we eating in the dining room?
Matt's Mama Bear, did you watch Loki? You have any feelings on it? Did it come through?
I loved the first season. I haven't gotten around to watching the second.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you'll a little bit slower, but it's much improved from the last time. I'm hoping that you'll like the first episode, because it was very much focused on the Owen Wilson and Hiddleston's characters together, and then they did introduce, and I forget his name, Short Round from Indiana Jones, and it was really centered on them, and there were a couple of the other characters were in the background, but it was really this relationship between these two main characters, and it was being more like a buddy cop kind of thing, where Owen Wilson's character was much more the straight man compared to Loki and his antics. So appreciated that about this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out probably tomorrow night. I'll check out the new season or the new episode. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to say about Loki before we moved on?
Is everybody able to hear me okay? I'm getting a little issues from the Duck of Death over here. It's a lot of lag.
The Duck of Death? What's that?
I can hear you.
Duck of Death.
Tony Stank. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, you got to remember, I nickname everything. I'm Tony Stark. Basically, the one thing I like from Loki is the artistic elements, like the retro sci-fi theme behind the TVA. I thought was very creative. It reminded me a lot of the older images that you would see on sci-fi magazines and stuff. But like, I'm on the argument, and it's obviously the unpopular argument here, about the level of narcissism that it takes for one iteration of a person to be completely enamored with another iteration of their self. And that's why I was making the joke as Rick earlier, because they did it with Beth. Rick and Morty and Loki have a lot of synonymous themes with it, where they're just pushing a boundary that, to me, is just too taboo. It's just
And Stephen will be having relations with his female mirror universe self, because
maybe that will be faithful. Maybe that will be faithful, Ryan. I don't know.
Nah, especially if they're mirroring. Nah.
Anyway, so since you're Tony, what do you think of Ahsoka? You said that you liked that show earlier.
I did not. And
gaslighting.
Jesus Christ.
He's gaslighting you.
I know he is.
Luring them too much.
Listen,
folks.
I thought you were here to gain subs. Now I'm going to lose about 50. Thanks, guy. The thing that I hated about it. The thing that I hated about Ashoka the most was it was another case scenario where Kennedy wanted to put a self-insert of herself into a narrative to be the bestest ever while parading and utilizing established content. The element behind Thrawn, the fact that they got Thrawn's voice actor to come in and do it, I thought was good. Mm-hmm. But like I read Death Troopers. I read Death Troopers when I bought the book in like the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the zombie troopers and seeing her just like not even putting effort into her sword play at that final scene. Because I seen clips. I didn't see the show, but she's like doing a little swinging about and stuff, And I'm just like, man, she phoned it in. It's like she's been on Special K the entire time. Like she was on Special K. She walked like she was on Special K. She never opened her eyes all the way. And she definitely used lightsabers like she was on Special K.
The best thing about the Ahsoka show, ladies and gentlemen, was, of course, the fine man who is now dead, which just goes to show.
God, that fucking hurts.
Exactly. The best character.
He's the best part of the show.
He
and
was.
He's dead. And they're going to recast him. I guarantee it.
I did like the fact that Thrawn was obese.
Forget it. Just forget it. Say he fell off the fucking statue, broke his neck, and then Shin Hati takes his role.
Yeah.
It's already they already have a connection.
Cockeye Jedi.
Just give her fucking story to give his story to her. Don't recast. Don't recast T'Challa. Don't fucking recast Balon's skull.
That's the first thing I thought of when I thought of Ahsoka, because I've only seen bits and pieces of the show in question, and the best parts of that show included Ray Stevenson. Throughout all the best parts, he gravitated towards me as a character, despite the fact that his costume looked like something out of a Seagal film. It was very good acting, and it's a damn shame that Ray Stevenson has passed away.
Yeah.
I think
it really was.
Disney as a whole, the best part of their company is dead.
Damn.
Unfortunately. Yeah,
the
best part of Disney, what made Disney the juggernaut it is today, is dead. And they're using all they can, like reviving a zombie or reviving a dead body to turn into a zombie. That's what's trying to keep this evil empire alive. And it's not going to work forever. It can't.
Mama Bear, did you watch any of Ahsoka?
Oh, goodness, no.
No?
Forever. No, I was casual at best.
Okay. What about you, Tina? No, she left. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan. Yours is, Tina.
I just wanted to say, though, I can't wait for the Acolyte to come out so that everyone can praise Ahsoka. In the same way that when Ahsoka was released, everyone praised Andor, despite the fact for the first half of that fucking show, it was a boring, slow political.
No.
I love boring, slow political dramas.
Angus is watching Andor now. So, like, what do you think of it right now?
Okay. It's fun. Again, so this is, I'm only watching it essentially in a hostage state of like, Rookie, I want you to see this
Rookie's
cool
holding a
show,
6-inch to your head?
It's like, I want you to watch this cool show, Loki. And so he's like, well, you got to watch Andor. And we watched like 2 episodes. We watched 3. I fell asleep during 3. I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. And then episode 3 is like, holy fuck, this actually is boring. Kill me. And then we got to episode 4 last night, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting interesting. Never mind. All right,
and it slowly builds up. Usually when it comes to shows, folks, I'm a fan of the U method. It starts off with a bang, like with a pilot of a show to get people invested. Then it, slowly the stakes get lower towards the middle of a season. Then they ramp straight back up towards the
No.
end, like a U shape. But with Andor, it's more like it starts off very slow, and then it only slowly but surely picks back up all the way to the end, and it's like bang, it ends with a bang.
No, see, I like it. I like it the other way. I like to think of a good show as like a right angle triangle where you have a high point and you just gradually, steadily keep getting worse and worse and worse on a steady incline downward. Like She-Hulk or Ahsoka. Like these are fun. These are fun shows to just like what they don't even give a fuck. Like what is entertaining me is not what you intended. This is awful, but I'm loving how bad it is.
They should have kept She-Hulk going. Make Doomcock the bad guy. Have a collaboration between the establishment and content creators. Make Xanadu part of the MCU, and he becomes the big bad guy. Harvey Cthulhu rises and tries to take over the United States, and the new Avengers with Captain Marvel at the helm stop Harvey Cthulhu, and Doomcock escapes to a new lair at the center of the earth, which is right next door to his previous lair.
I think DC would enjoy that.
Said, listen, I'm doing this for Snail Messiah. I am Charles Murderface. You will understand the dark side of the Force, Snail. Yeah,
multiple personality disorder. Yeah, you attract all sorts, don't you, Walton?
Dude, it's not Stephen Walt. He actually likes me the best. No, he kinda likes me.
Shut up, it's obvious me he likes. I said, God damn it, we're out of here.
You attract aliens, you attract women, you attract blacks, you attract people with multiple personality disorders, and you attract people who make records of everyone because my memory's worse than Joe Biden. But
and later tonight, I'll be doing a show with Immortal Coil, Intergalactic Stud. Please come and check that out. You know,
ice crystals and spells and all sorts of things. Great show.
Yeah, I do spells sometimes. So let's see. I know Ryan only got about 20 minutes. You and Tony only have about 20 minutes. Do you want to talk about Blade remake, or do you want to talk Jordan Peterson? Before you head up.
I would talk about The Good Doctor myself, but that's just me. Pop culture is not my forte. What about you, Tony?
I go with the flow here. I'm a first-time guest. You guys lead.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about the Jordan Peterson article.
Good. Who wants to narrate?
I could.
Okay.
Anybody want a voice? Any particular voice?
How about Jordan Peterson?
I wish I could do a normal voice like that. Is normal-ish voice. How about that's James Mason?
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Ontario court rules against Jordan Peterson. Upholds social media training order. Court released decision Wednesday. Peterson says he will take the training and broadcast it. If you could get it off of that ugly individual. Thank you. An Ontario court ruled against psychologist and media personality Jordan Peterson Wednesday and upheld a regulatory body's order that he will take social media training in the wake of complaints about his controversial online posts and statements. Last November, Peterson, a professor emeritus at the University of Toronto Psychology Department, who is an author of media commentator, was ordered by the College of Psychologists of Ontario to undergo a coaching program on the professionalism in public statements. That followed numerous complaints to the governing body of Ontario psychologists, of which Peterson is unfortunately a member, regarding his online commentary directed at politicians, a plus-size model, looking at you, Lizzo, a transgender actor, Elliot Page, not to be construed with Dylan Mulvaney, and among other issues. The College Complaints Committee concluded his controversial public statements that could amount to professional misconduct and ordered Peterson to pay for a media coaching program, noting failure to comply could mean the loss of his license to practice psychology in the province. Yes, please do. Peterson filed for a judicial review, arguing his political commentary is not under the college's purview. there's an anecdote attached to a link that mainly says Jordan Peterson is being disciplined, much like Lolita and her pedicure. By some say that raises free speech issues. 3 Ontario Divisional Court judges unanimously dismissed Peterson's application, ruling that the college's decision falls within its mandate to regulate the profession in the public interest that doesn't affect his freedom of expression, or the veritable word soup of this article. The order
It was probably written by a black man, let's be honest.
The order is not disciplinary, and it doesn't prevent Dr. Peterson from expressing himself on controversial topics. It has minimal impact on his right to freedom of expression, unlike the misuse of that dreadful semicolon. The decision was written by Justice Paul Shabbos reads in part. You can read the entire decision at the bottom of the story. Note the bold connotation, as if they really give a shit. Peterson said in his statements that were not made in his capacity as a clinical psychologist, but were instead off-duty opinions, an argument the court rejected. Dr. Peterson sees himself functioning as a clinical psychologist. Most Canadians do. In the broad public, where he claims to be helping millions of people, Shabbos wrote. Peterson cannot have it both ways. Tell that to Trudeau. He can't speak of a regulated profession without taking responsibility for the risk and harm that flows from him, speaking in that trusted capacity. Peterson says he has 0 regrets. I bet you also have 0 intelligence, you bubble-headed booby. In an interview with CBC News, Peterson said he will take the training and broadcast it. Unfortunate. I'll comply with their regulations, but I'm not going to do it in secret. And the reason why I'm not going to do it in secret is because I don't believe I've done anything wrong. Well, that's what everybody says, you bubble-headed booby. Damn, this article is incredibly long.
Maybe I should take over, Tony Stank. In a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, before the decision was released, this is my actual voice, I'm not cosplaying here, Peterson said he wished the college luck in its continued prosecution. He wrote, they're going to need it. Peterson told CBC News in January, hopefully of this year, that he had no intention of giving up his fight with the regulatory body, accusing the college of attempting to stymie his speech and discipline him for his political opinions. He also, Wednesday, this has to have been a black person who did this, because
oh my
there's no
God,
way you could function a sentence that way. He also said on Wednesday he stands by what he has said and has 0 regrets for his social media posts. I wasn't being serious.
Name of the person.
I don't know. Could be Wakanda forever, for all I know. Peterson said he believes the posts are a question of free speech, which he called sacred, adding he says what he believes to be true. The fundamental issue is one of free discourse, which I am testing to the full length of my capacity. Blooper. I like to think, and we think, by talking in large part, and so I'm not willing to suspend my tongue as a consequence of government decree. If it was Muslim, they'd cut the tongue off, but there we are. Should I continue, or... This is a long one. I can't expect an African Canadian to write an article this long.
African Canadians can definitely take over if they want to. It would be awesome if they did.
I say blame Canada.
Let a woman speak now.
Have you had the warning label placed on the stream so all of our new viewers from your other channel appreciate the Ryan's
warning label for who? Christians, Jews, Muslims, atheists?
All of the folks that you were jokingly making fun of.
Women, blacks. homosexuals, transsexuals.
Oh,
Did I mention Jews? I don't know, but in all seriousness, if you want to continue, ladies, you're more than welcome to.
He added he no longer treats patients, and his career is instead focused on social and political commentary. Similarly, he doesn't regularly lecture at U of T. However, Peterson said he wants to retain his license. I deserve it. I've earned it. I've done anything to justify suspending it. I haven't done anything. And I don't want to give the hyenas their bones, he said earlier this year. The college, in a statement released after the decision was issued, said it's committed to carrying out its mandate of protecting the public interest by regulating the practice of psychology. The college will review today's decision and undertake next steps in accordance with our mandate and any appropriate legal processes, the statement reads. Peterson's case was closely watched by free speech advocates and regulators in their professions. It featured interveners, including Canadian Civil Liberties Association, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, the LGBTQ+ advocacy group, EGAL Canada, which said in a statement from Executive Director Helen Kennedy that communities her organization represents often face discrimination and barriers when accessing healthcare.
Wonder why they're mental.
Today's ruling that as a professional regulatory body, the College of Psychologists of Ontario has the mandate to regulate degrading and demeaning speech by its members is a step in the right direction to ensuring that 2S LGBTQI individuals can access healthcare safely and without discrimination. Kennedy wrote.
What does that have to do with anything, though?
Well,
this article keeps going.
Well,
screw it.
I just want to highlight something in that, that acronym. There wasn't a H for human, so they don't have human rights. There you go.
Oh my God, we're not Ryan. Timeout. Angus. Angus.
Yes.
Any thoughts about the type of censorship that is happening in Canada right now with this Jordan Peterson decision? I mean, because it just seems like if they're trying to regulate a psychologist and how he's speaking online, like literally regulate the speech, regulate the thought, which we've seen a lot of times in this country. We've seen it, but now Canada is actually taking legal action against somebody for posting or giving comments that they don't sanction.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary.
Sure, but this is what Canada deserves. They literally voted for this.
Well, all your dead people voted for Joe Biden, so you deserve all his policy.
Oh, dude, I have no faith in the
Likewise.
West. I have no faith in the West. I look at China, Taliban, Russia. Those are the good guys, actually.
Oh, wow.
I'm a war vet, and it's like it's a funny joke, but like I'm actually serious in a way. They stand for more quote unquote American or traditional values than America does anymore.
Yeah, they're not in the West degenerates.
And so I'm kind of rooting for them, like at best, I hope Russia builds up and becomes a real threat to keep us straight. We have been coasting since 1990. Ever since the Soviets fell, we've been coasting. China is not the threat people think they are. They got lots of people. They're Persians. They can throw a mass at us, but no one's going to take this country. We're going to just implode.
Exactly.
And even then, like it's just such a hassle to bring troops over here to have to kill every citizen that's got a gun individually. Like, it's just you're not going to take America, even if America, the nation, government is gone. You're just not taking America. We're self-sufficient. 100%. But our culture is the death of us. No one's gonna beat us. We're gonna beat ourselves. And so Canada's, they're just like a more extreme version of where we're going. But I don't, it's like fighting it. I don't care anymore. I don't get in this fervor, like Sound of Freedom, all this weirdo shit. The government's purple. It's just who people think they can play to vote for them.
Yeah.
The only politician I believe in is Trump. Once he's gone,
like taking off it's like taking off a shirt every 4 years and putting on either a new shirt or keeping on the shirt you already have. I would like to make a note, though, that my humor is supposed to be taken with a bit of context and with a varying degree of, latitude. I know you Americans take everything seriously because that's your freedom of speech rights, and you clearly cannot tell sarcasm in a deadpan manner. But you can't criticize me. I have a very big nose. I have Chinese eyes. Attack me and I'll have the ADL on your ass. But I will say, ladies and gentlemen, that I've had a great time, a great talk, but I do have to be going now, sadly. It was good to see you again, Mama Bear. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully everything is A-okay. Always great to see Black Angus. Likewise with Tina, and it's great to talk to Tony for the first time. Hopefully, Walton, you get back on your feet as soon as possible and have an actual studio rather than, going from room to room.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like a YouTube vagabond.
Maybe you should do this from your car next week. Then everyone will love it because you.
That's not a bad idea.
In your car, in the drive-thru, reviewing a sandwich. Oh wait, somebody's already done.
Exactly. Exactly. But thank you all very much for watching. You can check me out at Ryan Roger Athe, and excuse me. I'm sure you will enjoy what I have to offer. But stick around. There'll be more topics to discuss, and hopefully you all have a great day or night because it's getting close to night for Americans. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and no other genders, binaries, tranny demons, full-blown AIDS demons, they, them pronoun demons, and slanderous slags. That's a new one from Britain. Bye for now, folks. Bye.
Later, Ryan.
Hey, take it easy, Ryan. God bless. Now,
Mama, do you think it's... Oh, go ahead, Sonny.
I do have something to say about this whole... I'm personally offended now. See, I sexually identify as the following: an F-15 Tomcat, a Walmart employee, a Macy's toaster, a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Garfield balloon.
Okay.
And a 1969 Chevelle, and I feel like I have just been encroached upon, and yeah, I feel really, really hurt my fifis.
Well, I'm glad. I'm sorry that your fifis have been affected. Mama Bear, do you have any thought on what's happening with Jordan Peterson? Do you think that the state should regulate or be able to sue people for their opinions?
Province,
yeah. So,
you got to remember.
Thank you.
You got to remember that's my hometown. That's actually where I'm. In right
Where
now.
are you from?
Is Toronto.
So
Born and
what
raised.
what do you think about this situation?
For starters, it's really not that big of a surprise to me. I mean, you guys aren't aware, but there was a bill passed not that long ago called Bill C-18 that's actually regulating what Canadians can see on various social media sites when it comes to news.
What?
Bill C-18. You can look it up. No, serious.
And what is the feeling amongst Canadians about that?
I'd like to say that the general feeling is none of us like it, but I haven't seen any complaints because I think that's being regulated too.
God,
surprise me.
That's scary. I mean, just
yeah,
it's to be we're all going through it, like in all our various countries, at least in the West. Like Angus was bringing up, we don't stick to our principles, and that's true. We're supposed to be a nation, at least my nation, of freedom of speech. But we have been regulated for the last 10 years. Our media, I mean, it's so blatant. You can see it. The fact checkers that came out on Facebook and Twitter and all other social medias when the COOF was a thing. It's getting very blatant and overt. Do you think there's any way to reverse this, or are we stuck going down this road?
In my case, I don't think it can be reversed because that is on the federal level. That was passed. That's law now. That was passed by the government.
I know, Angus. When you hear about things like this, like that, does it enforce your belief that the West is lost at this point?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty content. Like, it's not really going to affect me. Up to, like, let's say I live to 70, 80, 100 years, I'll be fine. It's like our grandkids really going to feel the hurt of what's happening now. So it's like, I'll be fine. I'll be dead before it matters. But I do hate it, but there's no changing it. I'm a peasant. I'm aware of my stature, so it's just,
he said I'm a peasant.
It's just, we have the, I don't know if it's the privilege or the plight of the peasantry collectively having the access to being smart about our plight in the world, versus before it's like, well, you're here in this state of life because God wills it, and you just, oh, that's great, that God wants it to be this way, and all right, go plow the field, you're content. Now it's like we're enlightened peasants, aware of our stature. I don't know which is better, honestly.
Honestly, I don't think it makes a difference either way.
Well, I would say if you're content and complacent with the narrative told to you, then you can kind of put your efforts in other things, and you're not really you don't have a existential crisis. You're not begrudging life. You just accept your fate. The lords are in place over you because God wants them to be, or whatever he thinks God, or in the place of a God.
Gentlemen and ladies, I do have to make like a tree and get out of here.
Okay.
So it was a pleasure to come on and to shoot the shit with you all. But now it's time for me to, Mike, I get it.
They want you. They need you.
Fries are done.
So yeah, it's a pleasure again to meet everyone, and if you subscribe to my channel, I don't have much of a plug right now because I'm expedited for time, but I do funny shows. I do a lot of voices. I sing a lot of songs with the requests. Do all that shit. Always something new every day. So yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
And I would be more than honored to hang out with you all again, hopefully with a little bit more time.
Yeah, man. While you're in the chat, if you see a link, just go ahead and click it if you want to join.
Roger that. Roger Dodger.
Right.
And I'll bring a topic with me next time. I know the first time. The thing is I it's kind of like an etiquette for me where I'm like a first time guest. I shouldn't be going, well, I want to talk about like coming in there like I own the place.
Now you come in and you whip it out. Angus will teach you. You just whip it right out, lay it on the table, and everybody knows where you stand.
Well, if Angus is whipping it out, I might be too intimidated. I mean, come on.
You might be, or it might shock you into action.
All right. All right, you guys. God bless.
You too, brother. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Tina, any thoughts, or do you want to move forward?
I mean, our whole household is big fans of Jordan Peterson, and my son, my older son, after he went through all of his health issues as a child, and then when he came out of remission in his early teens, his ability to fit into society with the restrictions he had based on his health condition, it caused a lot of anxiety for him. I mean, there were a lot of things that he loved to do that average kids couldn't do. We were scared of letting him go up in his friend's treehouse because what if he falls on the stairs?
Right.
He loved swimming, and we had to be really, really careful. And for the longest time, we couldn't let him do the backstroke because heaven forbid he hits his head on the side of the pool because he doesn't realize the lane is ending. Those kind of things. So when he read Peterson's books, it spoke to him at a level that none of his doctors, even his psychologist, through our insurance company, was able to do. And for that alone, I'll go to the mountaintop to fight for this man because of that reason. He's very, very special to us. So I think this is absolutely horrible. I can't obviously understand, the difference in the culture that is accepting regulation like this. However, I did teach at the undergraduate level, and I know what it's like to have your speech dictated by an organization that you think you're a part of until they start telling you all the things you're doing wrong, and it makes you second guess. And to be honest, it's one of the reasons why after 15 years of teaching part-time there that I had to kind of let it go, because I just couldn't continue to say I was associated with an institution that was just curbing my my voice. So
Right.
It's funny. I have this saved actually. Peterson let the mask slip like a year or two ago. Maybe it might have been this year. Someone tweet, I don't know the whole tweet, but someone says the right to post anonymously online is vital in fighting the culture war and an essential part of maintaining the internet as it was initially conceived. For this reason, one should be protected. All right. And so Peterson retweets, says most anonymous troll demons are derisive cowards, and they are much more likely than others to be narcissistic, psychopathic, Machiavellian, and because that's apparently not enough, sadistic. So defend them all you want, but know who they are and who you're standing up for. For every one brave whistleblower, there are 1,000 evil slugs. So Peterson's a fraud, in my opinion. I like when he says good things, but I think he's a hack. He's very flip-floppy on freedom of speech, especially when it doesn't suit his angle. He'll totally go along with anything censorious that Trudeau would back. So he's only a symbol of free speech for the collective Western young man, because he's like, I don't want to say your pronouns. It's like he was affected. He doesn't like it. But then other things, he doesn't really care. He's even said it. He's like, I'm not necessarily for free speech. So I think people really don't understand he's more complex than they like to meme him.
So go Taliban is what you're saying.
Go Taliban. I'm sorry I ever fought you people, honestly. I should have fought with you.
Do we want to talk about the OnlyFans couple or Blade 2? Which one do you want to do?
I don't think I have the link for the OnlyFans one.
All right, well, let's bring up Blade 2 then.
Wait, what happened with OnlyFans?
Well, there's this the other Canadian. Well, now we have Mama Bear here too, but our resident Canadian said that sent me a link for the Toronto Sun. OnlyFans couple with 54-year-old age difference celebrates her 80th birthday with cake and surprises. It's in Rogue Chat, but
there was one of the Toronto Sun articles that I clicked and the link no longer worked.
And that didn't work? Okay, that might have been it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got it.
Looks like she's a bit stacked, so.
You see it, Angus? Do you see the article? I'm saying, we don't kink shame here, all right? Whatever your thing is.
No, honestly, I was just talking about this at the work site the other day. It came up organically. The other guy brought this up, and I'm like, no. I do love a nice GILF because it's so rare for women to maintain themselves that well at that age after menopause. So it's like a real diamond in the rough when an old lady, 60 plus, looks good. So I do appreciate that. This woman, she's average, good for her to snag a young man and make an OnlyFans.
Do you see the article, Angus?
Yeah, but
can you screen share it?
Sure.
Thank you. Because this is something we should definitely talk about.
You just want a gummy, don't you?
Don't call me out like that. Listen, I may or may not have had one like 10 years ago. I feel a little self-conscious right now, man.
Nothing says love nothing says love like her taking her teeth out.
Oh my Lord! It did.
Look at this guy shit-eating grin. He's just so happy.
He is. He's a very happy man. Let me see. I think I can read this. I have it up. A man who married a 71-year-old woman when he was 18 took to social media to honor his baby doll for her 80th birthday. Gary Hardwick, soon to be 26.
Wait, y'all should meme or draw it as it's like white out Hardwick and put up Beekler.
soon to be 26. His wife of 8 years, Almeida, are still going strong after meeting at her son's funeral in 2015. What?
She met her son's funeral.
Yes.
Like, oh, look at this handsome young man.
What? Like, that's where I pick up chicks now, at the funeral. Like, what is that? That's I mean, that's some game. She's got some game if she's picking up, dudes at the funeral.
Dude, that's like some Oedipus stuff right there. Like, you're grieving for your dead son, and then you meet the next sire. There, it's like, what is that about? There's something deeply psychological going on right there.
there's issues. I'm not saying there's an issue.
There was 2 stiffs at that funeral.
Happy birthday to the most amazing wife in the world, Gary posted on Instagram with an accompanying photo of Almeida. Today is not only your day, but more importantly, today is about celebrating the birth of such a wonderful and true woman, with a heart of gold. His loving tribute continued. Good for her and every one of her wrinkles. I am the luckiest husband for everything. For every day I get to wake up beside you, and you make me the happiest man each day, and God, this is making me throw up. And every day I want to always make you the happiest woman. Gary continued, you deserve the world, and until my last breaths, I'm going to work hard to give you that. All the happiest moments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. And another, what does this even matter? What's the special? Is this just about a freaking birthday post? The couple married 3 weeks after meeting they married 3 weeks after meeting at the funeral, Angus. And then again at a children's birthday party.
She is in her 70s. Time
is 71 at the time. Yeah, it's like, it's like she's 71. She knows exactly what she wants.
And she's going for it? Is that what you all are saying? Apparently. You guys are a lot more accepting than I am. Despite the age difference, both Gary and Almeida insist that their relationship is the real deal. I would imagine it is. Honest to God. Like, it definitely is. You don't get over that kind of a difference.
Yeah,
and it not be
just
real.
As real as Pamela Anderson's was.
I'm trying to be like pro heart here, Mama Bear. Okay? I'm trying to be like love exists.
I'm not.
Yeah, and
I'm dead inside.
At one point, they were temporarily banned from TikTok.
This is what happens when you get the 3 of us together.
Yeah. At one point, they were temporarily banned from TikTok and had to remove posts after they were reported to have sexually explicit content. The couple launched their OnlyFans in 2020, where curious subscribers can access their full explicit. So if you're into granny porn, that's where you go. That's a GILF, If you're going to GILF it, that's it. Tina, are you scrambling to get to your OnlyFans?
No.
I didn't know what else to ask you. Angelus Draven's not here. That's the first person I'd ask.
Well, Mr. Bojan on his way out the door did not give her a thumbs up. So it
Mr.
Bojan in any way, shape, or form. So
wait, did we drive Mr. Bojan out of the house with this conversation?
No. We're blessed with a 4-car family, but all the cars are at least 12 years old apiece. So mine's 20 years old. But which is the only reason why there are 4 of them still. 2 are now currently getting repaired. So we had to go out to the university and pick up one of the 2 cars the boys had. So that's what he was heading out to do. So.
All right,
Papa. Nothing exciting.
Papa, it needs to be your business, bro. All right, and what? You're not down with like older chicks? You don't like a snow leopard? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, bigot? You okay? You ageist? All right. Nothing wrong with a snow leopard. Picking at women at a funeral is just wrong. I mean, you get it where you can get it.
She was doing the picking up, though.
Yeah.
It's not like he. It's not like he was hitting on her. She walked up to him and offered him a bag of gummies.
Imagine the guy's like friends with her son, and he's just bawling, and then she's like, "Oh, there, sweetie."
Right. Rest his head in her tits.
I think that there had to be a Seinfeld episode about picking up people from a funeral. It just sounds like something you'd have seen.
It's not something that I would imagine. I don't know. It sounds like something Ryan Roger would do, but he's not here.
Oh my god, that'd be perfect. Yeah, just meme his face on it.
Yes. Can we please? Oh God, Sherry, are you still in the chat? Please put Ryan Roger Athey's face on him, please, if you're still there. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, make sure to screenshot the whole Instagram post so you have like "You're My World," but have it his face.
Yes. Incredible. All right, let's go to Blade 2. Let's talk about this disaster. God, I love the original Blade. I thought that the whole trilogy has its ups and downs. I actually really liked Blade 2. Blade 3 was
Oh my god.
But
Blade 2, I tried to watch it yesterday or like last week with Rookie. He's like, "Oh,
did you not like it?"
And it's the first Del Toro film I've watched where I'm like, "This is dog shit."
You really didn't like Blade 2 at all?
I only got like halfway there. I'm like, I gotta stop, dude. This is fucking awful. I was trying to convince Rookie to watch Dune, and he's like, "Nah." And I'm like, because I'm not a Dune fan, but I'm starting to read Dune, so I'm like, "Oh, I like it." Dune's like the only Villeneuve movie I haven't liked. I don't think it's bad. I just think it doesn't have character. I think it's very much a fandom reliant on the books to appreciate the films. But anyway, I was trying to get him to watch that. Like, no. So Blade 2 came up because I wanted to watch it before. And we watched it, and it's like, oh my god, this is fucking awful, dude. We didn't have as much problem with Ahsoka, just to put it in perspective, or Obi-Wan, or She-Hulk. Like, think of bad shit, and no, it was worse watching Blade 2. And it's not woke, but again, wokeness isn't really the catch-all end-all of film that you think it is. So don't fall for that Bound into Comics grift.
Oh, no doubt. Mama Bear, what do you think of the Blade trilogy? Do you like Blade, or how do you feel about it?
I really loved Blade. I mean, first of all, Wesley Snipes really can do no wrong when it comes to pretty much any role. And he killed it with that role, pun not intended. And honestly, I really enjoyed the entire trilogy. I'm that person that will see in a lot of stuff most people hate. So, plus, Ryan Reynolds jacked up, 6 ways from Sunday. I hate that.
Tina, how do you feel about Ryan? I mean,
Ryan Reynolds. I mean, that was really easy. I mean, especially when it came to Blade. Oh yeah, when it came to Blade 3, it was like, you know what? I mean, 2 wasn't so bad, but we got Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel in the same movie. Like, something for both of us. All right, we're watching it. So we were happy. We were happy there. So
honestly, what I wanted the most from Blade 3, other than those dogs? Her shower. I want her shower in that damn movie.
Cannot argue with that. But it looks like the MCU version of Blade, which I had such great hopes for when it was first announced back in, I don't know what, 1923. It seems like it's been that long. But unfortunately, Marvel's Blade is getting another rewrite. So back in 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel had announced Mahershala Ali as the next Blade. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic hit shortly after that, and the film's development took a few steps back. Back in April, True Detective creator Nick Pizzolatto was tapped to pen the latest round of rewrites. This was at least the 4th writer to officially take on the Blade reboot after Stacey Michael and Bo took a crack at the script. Would Pizzolatto be the final one? It appears not. Another Blade rewrite has now been called by Marvel boss Kevin Feige. This one is said to be a total revamp of the last draft. I'm not sure what's going on with this project, but Feige doesn't seem too impressed by what he's seen so far. A few months ago, French filmmaker Yann Demange was hired to replace somebody else as Blade director. Mia Goth was also added to the cast alongside Delroy Lindo and Aaron Perry. Marvel's Blade was actually supposed to shoot this past May, but while in deep pre-production mode, it was suddenly shut down. Marvel planned to resume work on the project once the SAG-AFTRA strike concluded. They've done that. They've done that by calling for more rewrites. The film's intended release date also keeps changing. Marvel's Blade was originally supposed to come out in November 2023. Then it got delayed to September 2024. And now the official date seems to be February 14th, 2025. Who
What,
wants to bet?
Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that seems weird. A weird
What?
date for. Who
Yeah.
wants to bet this one doesn't stick either? Guillermo del Toro set the tone for the original series with his R-rated Blade 2. Many believe that one to be the essential tackling of the vampiric hero. And
It's
that is that.
I'm wondering if the rewrites are a positive thing because when they first introduced it, everybody was pretty woke heavy, and now I think enough money has been lost. They're not trying to inundate us like that with it, and they may try and write something decent. I like the actor. What is his name? I can't think. He was in.
It's like Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. Like I thought he was really good as Cottonmouth.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I think he's a good actor. What worries me is the writing and the directing. And if they're rewriting it again, like, are we ever going to see it? You know?
Well, I think
don't
Ali
know.
has a huge input. I believe that was part of his deal. I haven't read it officially, but based on what other people told me, for the MCU to kind of capture an actor of that celebrated caliber, that he would not want to be jumping into a shitstorm. So
Yeah.
I got the impression they were really trying to get it right. And perhaps the third rewrite is the way to go. What makes me uncomfortable is the fact that it's not like they're editing a script or beefing up the script. It sounds like they're
They're changing it.
Yeah, tossing out this now second full draft and coming up with
I wonder.
entirely new. So
I mean, Tina, do you think that they're doing it to integrate Blade into like the MCU cinematic universe going forward? Think it has something to do with that?
I think it could. I mean, there were all kinds of rumors that at the time that we knew that this was before Doctor Strange 2, when it was in the works. They were like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. We're getting Werewolf by Night. We're getting Moon Knight. They're talking about Ghost Rider coming back. This is great. We're going to have the Midnight Suns. They're going to have up all these different team ups so they can have the normie Avengers, but then you can also have the very mystical,
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And it just kind of, I was really excited about it, especially too when they were talking about the Black Knight also being part of the whole scenario. But I think that maybe their plans have changed, so they could be turning out going, okay, maybe we have to change the story of Blade because maybe we're not going to connect all these universes later on, or because we're slowing down the schedule post COVID and post Disney losing billions of dollars, that maybe they just need to kind of reorder things. I mean, because if you look at the Disney Plus series, I mean, they have completely filmed and reshot Ironheart, but it is not coming out until like June of 2025.
Really?
Yes, it was filmed in 2021.
Damn.
And Exactly. So, the writer's strike didn't have that much impact on it. I think they honestly have gone, well, crap, we're slowing this all down in order for these pieces to fit together. Like, for example, I think Ironheart is supposed to be hooked up with Armor Wars, when now Armor Wars has been pushed further down on the schedule.
Right.
And they were supposed to take Echo and say, hey, this is going to be kind of a bridge to go from She-Hulk and what's his face shoots arrows. That's his name. Can't remember.
Hawkeye.
Katniss
Thank you.
Everdeen.
Exactly. Sure. They were supposed to go from there to Echo to then lead into the new Daredevil series, but now we're talking about the Daredevil series not coming out until 2025.
Thank God.
So they're really, really, really slowing things down. And I can only hope that it's for the good. Like I said, I continue to enjoy most of what the MCU offers. I understand that it's different from the comics that I read, but I get pure joy out of Loki. I absolutely adored Moon Knight because I loved the Jeff Lemire run of Moon Knight, and I thought this was a great inspired production of that story. And you couldn't get anything better than Werewolf by Night. I thought that was one of the most amazing productions that that Disney's done in quite a while. So now I hear they're colorizing it, and I'm like, okay, well, you just shot that. So, but like I said, I do. So I do hope you're right that this is a good thing, and they're just trying to get it right. And by it's not just Blade, but the entire future. And either that, or they're just going to be putting it up for sale. So they're taking their time investing and being very cautious about what they're investing in until they do.
Mama Bear, any interest in a new Blade or not?
You know what? He is a talented actor. I would actually love to see him, get his toes into the Marvel universe. And this is actually one, even despite the original, what they were saying was going to be, it's Blade. You gotta love it. I've always referred to myself as kind of the day walker type. Anyway, I was a '90s teen, so the vampire thing is ingrained into me.
Yeah. But Black Angus, what do you think?
Oh, I've been interested in this since the start, since I heard the casting. I grew up, Blade was probably one of the first things I loved. Like, it's hard to figure out what like the first thing I was into. It's like, mixed like Godzilla, Gargoyles, Batman the animated, X-Men animated. Blade was cool as fuck to me. So yeah, I have like some rose-colored lenses for Blade, the first one, but having watched the second one, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally down to recast this. As long as they can give Wesley Snipes a cameo somewhere, I think they should respect the original.
Agreed.
But otherwise, yeah, fuck Wesley Snipes Blade. It's dumb. It's stuck in it's funny because like Matrix has aged very well for its stylization versus Blade is like yikes in a lot of ways. So I would love to see a more straight take on Blade, something just visceral, something more Chris Nolan-y, like he did Batman.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I would like something just like, more stylized than that, because he just went like straight realistic fighting, and it's very uncinematic, the fighting choreography of Batman. But I want something like stripped down, bare knuckles, bloody, visceral, something that's not for kids. I really want Disney to be like, summer properties kids can just stay the fuck out of. We don't care about mass appeal. We want something like visceral and real. Blade is such an adult concept. It's not really for kids. I mean, you can make it kiddie, like, it's a vampire man that fights vampire, but it's just you read the original Dracula, it's implicitly very like sexual. It's not graphic, but it's implicitly sexual in his like deceptive stalking of especially women and whatnot. It's very intimate. So I would say like keep that. The Twilight tweens are now adults with money.
Those aren't vampires.
Whatever, vampires have a inherent sexual appeal, and you already had Twilight to bait people as young adults that are now adults with money. So play into that.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think we're going to check out now. Got Spoken News podcast coming up, and Eat Up with Cooey and the Place Be Reviews Saturday night happening. So let's go through outros and Mama, you come back next week?
I can.
You got time next week? All right, yeah, come back next week.
Tell them. Make time for you guys.
All right, tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey, it's Mama Bear, your art doll. You can find me here on YouTube at Mama Bear Art Doll. I do a lot of drawings. I've got some poetry. I've even got recipes. And coming up, let me find that, crafts.
Nice.
It'll be the new backdrop.
All right.
Not part of it. So,
all right. Thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. It was good talking to you again. It's good hanging out.
It was a blast.
Yeah. Black Angus, tell everybody where they can find you, my brother.
Oh, yeah. Just look up Black Angus Reviews and you should find me. Otherwise, you'll probably find steak reviews or something. Been lacking on the streaming this last couple of weeks. We had that good ISOM stream, but missed this week. Life's just in a flux because I had to get a new job, and then I ended up getting another job. I'm starting Monday that I plan to stick to.
Good.
So,
good for you, man.
My schedule's gonna be weird though, because it's like every month is switching days or nights. So
okay,
that's
well,
like
just let us know ahead.
So. But yeah, I plan to get back once I figure out how I physically adjust to this job. Then plan to get back to streaming and trying to get guests and whatnot, have some fun. That's really it. Just trying to read more comics. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's good. It's been a long time since I talked to Mama Bear, so cool stuff.
Yeah, man. It's like the kids getting back together.
Together since my first.
Bad Take Tina Bojan. Tell everybody about what you're doing.
Oh gosh, I'm not unfortunately doing much with my free time other than working, but I did reach 102 subscribers, so I'm super stoked about that.
Nice.
And I swear to God, a second video is coming at some point. It's likely going to be a review of Scott Lang's fictional "Look Out for the Little Guy" book. So I really ended up enjoying it. It was very overpriced, but I think there was some joy to be had. And when I'm not working, you can usually find me on Sporky News podcast channel, which is where I will be.
We're headed
in just a few moments. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Tina, go ahead. You can go drop out if you want to head over there. And I just want to, yeah, man, thank you. Thank you to everybody out there for checking us out. Everybody in the chat that came through. Phil TMNT, how are you? Dan, hail to you, brother. Keely Chow, Soul Assassin. Great people hanging out. Papa Cotton, brother, always. You need to come up on the panel sometime, dude. CJH, good to see you. Angel, thank you so much for coming over here from the Dragonstorm community. Rye Kitty, hail to you. Always a pleasure. And let's see. Who else can I see? Deborah Cohen, thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. Love it. Love seeing these communities coming together. And anybody else I missed? Zach's was in here earlier, guys. Please check out Zach. Great channel, great lunch table, good people over there, just hanging out, having a good time. They're very gay, but don't let that destroy you. All right, just stare at Zach's shoulders. You'll be fine. Thank you to Starkavine for being here earlier. To Ryan Roger Athy, Black Angus, and to of course Matt's Mama Bear, my sister. It's so good to see you, sweetheart. And please, guys, remember to follow her, subscribe to her channel, and. Becky, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Next week, we're going to try our best not to talk about dicks, but that's not up to me. My rogues seem to have a dick fascination. It's not me. I'm not doing it. It's like the third week in a row we talked about this. It's not me. It's them. Okay? I'm just saying. I love you all. Make sure to support your independent creators out there.
It just keeps popping up.
It keeps popping up. Mama, I'm not the one bringing this up. Every week they're putting dicks in the rogue chat. I don't know. It's not me. I understand it. Guys, please remember to support your independent creators out there. Whatever lunch table they sit at, whoever they're hanging out with, if you enjoy their content, please make sure to to pass out, to share out links to those channels, and support your independent creators. If they're making books, podcasts, if they're doing comics, doesn't matter. You enjoy it, say F the industry, support your independent creators. Greatly respect you. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats of the High Council with my brothers and sisters fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other, yet suffer no fools. Peace. Seriously, it's a good